Understand something. Plain and simple. To me, Abigail was a delicious poison. An intoxicating, overwhelming poison. Yowie wowie! That felt good! Yowie wowie. Let me in.
Back for the first time in a long time, but doggone it, we're back. And as you can see on the screen, we've got a little bit of breaking news. So we're going to talk about that. But first, I gotta bring on Abby. So what's up, Jody? How are you?
I'm glad that we're back after a while. Work's been running me a little bit ragged, so I missed a few weeks, but we're back.
We're back and better than ever. And listen, it's all good. Sometimes life happens, so we have to.
Life
we have,
finds a way.
exactly.
No ways. Did you see that new Jurassic Park trailer?
Oh, listen, there were quite a few trailers that I'm excited about. The other one, aside from Jurassic Park, is Nope by from Jordan Peele.
Uh-huh.
I cannot wait to see that. Like I'm so excited to see that. So
And how about that halftime show?
oh, listen. I mean, I'm up. I'm like hyped the entire time.
How have they none of them have aged a day? None of them.
None.
None.
I mean, it's incredible to see them all performing. And if you're younger,
You don't get it.
you don't get it. And if you're like much older, you probably still don't
Get it. But if you grew up in the 90s, that was freaking epic.
You grew up in the 80s, 90s. I mean, that was tremendous. So
that was
shout out.
travel. That's what that was.
Yes. Shout out to the NFL for doing that. I hope they do that again. I would love to see some other
90s people.
Some 90s people. Like I would love to see a big mashup of 80s and 90s people. I still don't know. Like Prince is still up there for me. Prince, like his halftime show was incredible.
Yeah.
It was incredible.
I think he still takes the number one spot, but this was a close second, just purely from the nostalgia.
Oh yeah. And listen, shout out to 50 Cent for hanging upside down. There's no way in the world.
I pull a disc or something trying to do
that. Big Dan saying what, Jeff? Dr. Strange 2 don't get no. Listen, I marked out for that too. Like I love that, but those two really grabbed
me. I loved all the throwbacks to the old movies. I mean, you saw the Cable Guy,
Austin Powers.
Yeah, that whole Super Bowl was like a 90s kid nostalgic moment.
It
was awesome.
Yeah. I mean, even the football game itself, like the two teams.
Yeah.
Because growing up for me, I was like blown away that the Bengals were back. And then I remember when the Rams were in LA the first time.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, I remember these franchises. So yeah, it was just, oh my God, it was great. It was great. And The Rock's intro.
Right.
The whole thing. Like I was ready to play football after The Rock got done. I was like, man, this is freaking awesome. So yeah.
It was pretty awesome.
It was a great night. I wish the Bengals had won. I will say that. But it was
what though? Joe Burrow is a future Hall of Famer. Like it's not going to be the last time Cincinnati's in the Super Bowl. I don't. He's very special. He's got some talent, that dude. He's yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm gonna shout out some folks real quick. So we can talk about this breaking news, Jody, because it seems like, a couple days before Abby, sometimes we get this gift.
You know, I'd love to say that it's because Bray loves us so much.
We'll go with that.
I'm just gonna go with it. Like,
let's just go with it. Let's just go. All right. KJ Carter, James Grant, Jason Peace, Erase Your Mind, Butterspart, what's up? Yost, what's up, Yost? Big Dan, Shane Loki, Annette Morris, Logan, Dalton Riley, Deanna, and yes, Jason Peace mentioned this, and Yost did too. Because we were away for a little bit, had to change things up. So you got a new countdown. So you got a new countdown. Hopefully you liked it.
it was
That's
awesome.
thank you. I gotta start the stream after I start it though, because I feel like the first 5-6 seconds of it is just awesome. So I gotta let people hear that. What's up, James Chadwick saying evening all that halftime last night was freaking epic. Yeah. For sure. Sure. I mean, yeah, it was great. So yeah, for sure that was great. Big Dan saying some polecat done cheesed off Mr. Rotunda and gave us a topic to dissect. Since you said that, Big Dan, let's even go to it right now. So here's the tweet. Here's the tweet. And this young man, this poor person who learned the hard way that you don't piss off Windham Rotunda or Windham Rotunda's fans, was tweeting out about the Roman Reigns Goldberg matchup, and if Roman Reigns wins, he'll beat every person to hold the Universal title. And he starts naming off some names, and then you get to Bray Wyatt. What's interesting about that is Bray Wyatt was not pinned by Roman Reigns.
Neither was Seth Rollins.
Neither was Seth Rollins.
Seth had something to say about that too.
He did. But let's look at what Windham said. Take my name off that, and he did not tweet out this cool poop emoji. He said shiggity. That's what he said. He said, take my name off that shiggity. Jody.
He really, that dude should really be thanking Windham for reviving his career.
Right.
Because anytime Windham replies or likes anything or comments anything, he just, how much did our followers jump up when he replied to us first after he got released? I mean, it just, thank you, by the way, Windham. We love you for that. Still love you for that. Yeah. At first, I couldn't figure out if that was a stab at Roman or Goldberg. And I kind of think it was both. And then, Seth piped in too about it being fake news, and just, Wyndham's just so good at those snappy little acid tongue one-liners. It's just so, he knew we needed to hear from him. We were getting a little bit, baby birds needed to be fed. So he did it in the most Bray Wyatt way possible.
Yes, he did. And it was so random. I mean, that's the thing. It's so random.
That's what he does.
But that's him. That's him. He's a random dude in all the best ways possible.
That also leads to believe that he sees a lot more than we give him credit for.
Mm-hmm.
A lot. So
you proved that to me.
I did.
You did prove that to me. So, and yeah, I mean, James Chadwick makes a good point. Still technically lost the match, yes, but he was not pinned by Roman. And
I don't know if I would call that Roman beating him. You know what I mean? Like, it was the way he said it. It was.
yeah. So I think it's interesting because, and I want to ask you about this. What I don't know that many other superstars would even respond to something like that and say, "Take my name off that." But two, what's up, C Wrestling? But two, I don't think many other wrestlers have the support that Wyndham has. So, like, and I'll preface this by saying I don't agree with people being nasty towards the guy that tweeted that stuff out.
Mhm.
Like, there's no need to be nasty towards him because he's just tweeting out, some, whatever. But I love the fact that Wyndham's fans just stood up and
Mhm.
were like, no, 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 you're not gonna get away with this, buddy.
Mm-mm.
So talk to me a little bit about his support from all his fans and like how you feel it relates to other wrestlers that are big time in wrestling.
I think there's a lot of. I'm probably not going to say this the right way, and it's going to come off a lot worse than I'm intending it for it to sound, but I think there's a lot of fair weather fans. Obviously, everybody, jumps on that Roman bandwagon, jumps on that Seth bandwagon. It doesn't mean that they're not talented and they're not good people. But there's a very small population of wrestlers that have a very unique fan base. And Wyndham's one of those. He has a very dedicated, and he's even said something to that effect before. Like, his fan base is very passionate, very dedicated, very, very unique in their devotion.
Yeah.
Actually, I think Kyle said that too. That his fan base is very unique in their devotion. They're, we're just super passionate. We're going to be behind him. We're behind the person more than the show, and I think, Matt Hardy's another one of those people. He's got a very unique fan base and people will follow Matt instead of wherever he is. And I think Wyndham's the same way. People will follow him. Doesn't matter where he goes, even if he never wrestles again, if he goes and, I don't know, works in a bar, like, it doesn't matter what he does. His fan base is going to follow him no matter what. And, it's rare. And like I said, while most people are kind of those bandwagon fair weather, they're the really popular one. So that's the one I'm going to be a fan of. Wyndham's not like that. The Wyatt family was never like that. It was, he just has that really special fan base.
I see that you got C's message. So see, we're on it. Yeah, I think the fan base is just so loyal and tremendous
Mhm.
to him. So I mean but it also speaks to who he is
Yeah.
and how he's been. So I think that's what makes him so unique and what makes his fan base so unique. Same like you said with Matt Hardy. I mean, if you get that love back, you're going to give it plus some because you realize how big these people are in the world of wrestling.
C said that recently Wyndham liked a tweet from Vince Russo that says, wrestling isn't about who you bring in, it's about how you use them. And, that's 100% correct.
Now let's break that down. That could mean a lot of things. And I think if you're a person that's like, hey, I really want him to go to AEW. I'm gonna ask the chat this question, but then I want me and you to have, a conversation about it. But do you really want him to go there now, given how many people they've signed in the recent months and weeks?
I never really did want him to go to AEW. I just, like I said, if that's where he wants to go, I want him to go wherever he's going to be happy. If that's where he wants to go, we're going to support him no matter where he goes. But I never really wanted him to go to AEW. I think that I kind of liken it to healthcare during this whole virus quarantine thing. Salaries for nurses who were vaccinated wanted to get jobs. I mean, hospitals were offering $120 an hour. I mean, that's just insane money. It's monopoly money. And you have to think that you can't sustain that. And I don't think that AEW can sustain the amount of money that they've spent on all of these people. And that was part of one of the big reasons that I didn't want him to go there, because I didn't want him to get in a situation where, AEW goes, oh shit, we spent too much money. And, I didn't want him to get lost in the shuffle. I said before, I think he deserves to go to a company that's going to build their show around him. Sorry, my 4-year-old's having a meltdown. He deserves to go to a company that's going to build their show around him instead of being part of the crowd, because he's special. And so I never really did want him to go there in the first place. But I was okay to accept it if he did, because it's about him and not where he goes.
And I think that's a good point. What's up, Wes? Let me read this comment real quick from James. He says he get lost in the shuffle of AEW. 2, can they handle someone so creative like him, because they couldn't with Matt Hardy? I think that's a fair point, because I do think you would get lost in the shuffle there, because if we're being honest for a moment, I think you've already gotten some people that have been lost in the shuffle there that they've signed within the last 6 months. That's just my opinion. Sorry if you're like thinking that they use everyone perfectly.
I mean, no company does, but
no company does. And what's going to happen, in my opinion, is that a lot of the people that were there from the very beginning won't have their contracts renewed.
Mhm.
Now, AEW won't get the hate that WWE does, because WWE will release people while they're still under contract and pay them for 90 days.
Yeah.
What AEW is going to do and has done is they will let people's contracts just expire.
Mhm.
And that's what's different about it. They won't get the same hate,
Right.
but neither one is really a great situation. So, we'll see what happens. But James saying that they've already signed 8 free agents this year.
Mhm.
That's a lot of people. Chad saying, Jody, my older brother and sister-in-law are expecting a baby. They went to the doctors today, and it's a boy.
Congratulations. Boys are so much fun. They are full of energy and incredibly stubborn. And yeah, as you can tell in the background, that my 4-year-old son's having a meltdown because he has to eat dinner.
I can empathize,
And
because
he can't have dessert until he eats dinner. That's what he's upset about.
yeah. Yep. James Grant saying, like, what happened to Miro? Haven't heard anything about him for a while. I know he was injured for a bit, but I read something where he said in an interview that he was just waiting on creative to give him something.
Mm-hmm.
So that's again, if you have a bloated roster or a roster that's larger, it's going to be slim pickings for some people.
It's not sustainable.
No, it's really not.
You're going to end up with some unhappy people.
Yeah. Yeah. Sean Suslowitz, what's up, brother? Wow, less than 1 month until we hang. I'm about to talk about that. We're about to talk about that because this meet and greet, the day, the day is getting interesting. And if you're going to the meet and greet to see Wyndham here in Albany on March, what is it, 14th,
13th.
13th, you might want to stick around.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about that. Washington Eli. Did you see Jay White's comment on Strong Style Podcast? He said maybe or so. If he shows up on SmackDown, what? That would be. I'd mark out over that. Yeah, James Chadwick saying Sheeta is the latest to say she's unhappy. Yeah, I mean that happens when you have a roster that size. What's up, Jeff Samuel? Captain Foot Lettuce.
That is a hell of a name.
That is a
Love
unique,
it.
very unique. So listen, if you've been tuning in to Abby's for a while, you know that we all marked out when we found out that this was happening. Showcase of Legends here in Albany, and Windham Rotunda will be there for a meet and greet, and a large number of the insiders pro wrestling family is going to it.
I don't think he quite understands how many people that he knows are going to be at this meet and greet. I mean, there's what, at least a dozen of us?
Yeah, at least.
And they're all people that he's met before, that he knows of, that he's aware of. Like, I think he's gonna be really happy when he sees all those people that he knows.
Yeah.
He said that to Brittany on the video chat that he had with her, that he wasn't expecting to see all these people that he knew. And I don't think he's quite expecting that many of us all at once.
No. And I forgot to say this, but happy Valentine's Day to everyone.
Yeah.
I forgot to say it at the top of the show, but happy Valentine's Day to everyone. Captain Foot Lettuce has a friend that's going to that. Well, funny you should mention that because there have been a bunch of names added to the meet and greet lineup for this season. A bunch of names. More names than I can name right now because I'm going to leave out people. But there's also a wrestling show that starts at 5:30 that same day in the same building. And I don't know if this is going to main event. I would assume so, but you know what they say about assuming. So I don't want to assume. But I will tell you right now that the Hardy Boys will reunite as a tag team that day against Matt Cardona, Brian Myers, the Major Bros, formerly known as Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins. That is a match that is on this card. Then you also have Richard Holiday and Colin Delaney, Ashley D'Ambos, and Tina San Antonio. You've got a 6-man tag. You've got a bunch of other stuff.
Could we potentially get one Windham Rotunda in a ring?
The way that they're doing this thing,
I think I would just fall down dead. I would just pass out right there.
What's up, Conrad? So, I mean, it's possible.
Yeah.
That he could show up. I mean, even if he doesn't wrestle,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you got to come on now. You've got Jeff and Matt there. He has an extensive history with both of them.
Titan, one Mr. Titan's going to be there too, I believe.
Yeah. I mean, it's insane. Like, if you're an AEW fan, Britt Baker's gonna be there.
Mm-hmm.
Tay Conti, I believe. I forget. I know that they've got a bunch of people that are going to be there. Obviously, Matt and Jeff are doing a meet and greet that day as well. It's going to be a major, major event, I believe, and I am excited for it. Like, I'm so pumped up. So, I mean, I know I just sprung this on you right before we were coming on, but but I mean, here's what I'll say. If you're able to get to Albany that weekend, if you can do that, anybody, I would beg you to try and do it. Because I think it's going to be worth it. I really do think it's going to be worth it. But Jody, what do you think about the combination of this meet and greet, all these names being added, and all this stuff going on here in Albany of all places? Right in my backyard, basically.
I mean, we know this meet and greet with Wyndham was supposed to happen like a year ago.
Yeah.
And then they delayed it, and then they canceled it. And so, when we found out they were going to do it again, and they had kind of, I guess, unofficially rescheduled it, it was just, it was immediate. I mean, you were probably the same way. Okay, that's it. I'm going. Like, no questions asked, nothing. And it came out like right after the announcement for the one in Dallas.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I had mentioned that, we were going to go to that one, and then Wyndham had liked it, and I was like, oh, great. Now we have to go to both of them.
Yeah.
That probably won't actually happen. We're going to see. It just depends. I know that my parents are going to come over from England. I'm trying to take Tate to England this summer. So it just kind of depends on, how all that goes. And, but yeah, Albany was just one of those non-negotiables. And then all these people started getting into it and like, oh, I'm going too. We should get together. And, turned into, like I said, over a dozen people that we've just met through being Wyndham fans, and all got to know each other. Brittany's going, and Nicole's going, and Sean's going, and there's a whole, there's just so that's my.
Oh my God, Joe, if you're listening, okay, I'm gonna read off some of the names. I'm sorry, I'm looking at the names here.
Joe's going, isn't he?
Yeah, he's going, but he's gonna pass out. I'll just give you that little spoiler. So here's who's going to be there. Okay. Obviously, the headliner they have here is Windham Rotunda. Trish Stratus.
Mm-hmm.
Britt Baker. Dustin Rhodes. Tori Wilson. Rikishi.
Yeah.
Scarlett.
Oh, really?
Yes. Evil Uno. W. Morrissey. Mia Yim. Tennille Dashwood, Taryn Terrell, Summer Rae, Shane Haste, Sarah Rowe, Roxy, Joe, this one's for you, buddy. Rosemary.
Oh.
Paul Roma, Celeste Bonin, formerly known as Caitlin, Eric Rowan, Eric Redbeard, Hector Guerrero.
All of the Wyatt family except for Brody.
Uh-huh. Yep. May Valentine, Lila Gray, Lady Frost, Camille, Just Incredible, Jordan Blue, Johnny Friggin' Swinger, and Jazz.
Mm-hmm.
That's your lineup, folks.
So wait, you have the Hardy Boys and the Wyatt family.
Yes.
In the same building.
In the same
time.
At the same time.
See Wrestling, it is going to be in June. Just so you know. Wow. Obviously, look, Wyndham's my focus in this entire thing because that was the reason that I'm going. But we got a nice tax refund, so I may have to add some things to that.
Yeah. Big Dan. Well, James Chadwick saying, "Holy shit, what a lineup!" Yeah.
I mean, there's so many. Like, you could spend a fortune meeting all these people.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I'd have to limit it to 3. I mean, because you just couldn't afford. I mean, because obviously we're going to do Windham, which I've already paid for. But
Right.
I mean, if you're going to add another one, it has to be Matt and Jeff. I mean,
like, I know I'm doing those two.
Yeah, but
But
Matt
then,
and Jeff isn't cheap either. I mean, I spent $300 on the Wyndham one, and it's just like I said, you could spend a fortune.
yeah, I think Joe. I just texted Joe and said Rosemary's going to be here in Albany, and I think if he's not listening, he probably passed out. Big Dan saying, Jeff, please, buddy, if Joe meets Rosemary, get video footage, dude. Please, I'm begging you. Listen, if he meets Rosemary, I will make sure I get video evidence of that. I will have evidence. We will have evidence because there might be a news story of a man passing out after meeting his favorite wrestler. I swear to you, we will get it.
I can't guarantee you that I won't pass out.
Right. It might just be a bunch of, you know what? We're gonna get so big and famous because everybody associated with the show is just gonna pass out that day. And they're gonna do a news story on us, and we're just gonna blow up. That's what's gonna happen.
I can tell you one thing. I'm not nearly as nervous as I was, meeting him for the first time or doing the video chat, because I feel like now I kind of know what to expect from him. So I'm not, I feel like I'm going to be okay. But, one of my questions to him is definitely going to be, hey, when you coming on the show? You need to get your butt on Abby's, like, pronto.
ASAP.
We can do it today if you want. But yeah, definitely going to be one of my questions. Like, when you getting your butt on the show? Come on.
And Deanna saying, and I'm sure Killer Cross will be there.
Oh, I'm sure he will be.
So then think about that. You got Windham, you got Titan, you got the Hardys,
You got Rowan.
you got Rowan. All we need is EC3. And we can just film Control Your Narrative here in Albany. That's what we could do. We could just film Control Your Narrative, Free the Narrative.
I mean, if you need any extras or, someone to control the medical situation and be kind of your first aid person, you let me know.
That's it. That's it. Donna, hello. Timbo saying, I have a connection to Rosemary. Well, tell us what it is. Tell us what that connection is. Diana, hello. Sean saying, I may have a tiny crush on Mia. Yes, I will join you.
I may always have a tiny crush on Windham. Always. He's my number one.
There you go. I mean, Joe just texted me back, dude, with a bunch of dots.
See wrestling, I'm offended. Just so you know.
I saw that. See, let me read what he said. Jeff, when Jodie comes to England, can I vacation and stay with you? Yes, you can stay here in Albany with me, but that wouldn't be very nice to Jodie.
I don't want to hang out with you anyway.
Joe said, yeah, doing that. He's going to do that meet and greet for sure.
Because I've had conversations with Matt, I think I'm going to have to do that one too.
I'm definitely doing that one. Yeah, Jason Peace, I will send you, I'm sending him text messages feverishly right now. I will send you that link, Jason Peace. What's up, Wiley? What's up, Michael King? Yeah, I mean, I mean, that's the thing at this point, because there's not one that I wouldn't want to meet. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
mean, there's not one person on that list that I don't want to meet, take a picture with, that kind of thing.
Mhm.
Hopefully, some of these people are real cool, and you see them and you kind of bump into them. You're like, "Hey, can I get a picture with you real quick?" And just snap, and that's it. I don't know if that's gonna happen,
I think it
um,
depends on the person.
I think it depends on the person. I think it really depends on the person. Um, yeah, I'll send you that link. But it's here in Albany, New York, Jason Peace. Um, holy cow, I cannot wait. Like I cannot wait for that weekend. It's gonna be incredible.
Mhm.
It's gonna be incredible. Um, yeah, I'm gonna get quite a few videos and
I
string
think
them
we're
together.
planning on doing a live stream
Yeah.
a little bit too, right?
Yeah, and we might be able. We were supposed to have Justin Credible on for an interview, so we might be able to interview him live while we're there, um, and do some stuff with that. We might be able to talk to a couple people, but I'm gonna reach out. I still have to reach out to Showcase of Legends, but I'm gonna reach out to them and say, hey, this is who we are. Can we set up somewhere and do a couple things? I know they'll have some radio stations there,
Mhm.
TV too. Like TV will be there
Ooh.
for sure. But
That would be cool
yeah,
if we could just have like a
little setup.
yeah.
Yeah,
Ooh.
let me work. Let me work on that. Let me work on. Timbo saying I'm in a group that are good friends with him. That's awesome.
Ooh.
I know Joe's marking out through text right now. I can tell you that. Like I can just tell you that that's what's happening on the. This is Joe. I hope you don't mind me telling this, but I'm gonna tell it. He said, "Yeah, I might die when I meet Rosemary." Oh my gosh! Like honestly, um, it's crazy because that's a huge lineup, and we'll be there, and it's awesome. It's like right in my back.
The only person we're missing is Tazzy.
That's it. You know what? If I send him this and be like, dude, you need to have your behind here. Let's find a way to get you here. Shoot. I don't think they do direct flights from where he is to Albany, but we'll find a way.
Yeah.
We'll
Tazzy, need to get your butt here.
You need to get here because man, I mean the meet and greet alone, but then you got the matches after.
Insiders on the road.
Yes.
It's about time.
I know. Jason, it's in March, buddy. It's March 14th.
March 13th.
13th. I keep saying 14th. 13th. 13th. Here it is right here. I'll remove comments, but that's it right there. March 13th. I'm so excited for this, Jody. Like I don't mark out about a whole lot, but I'm trying to contain myself right now. This is gonna be awesome.
Yeah. Like I said, my focus is Windham, but some of those the matches and the other meet and greets are almost too hard to resist. Like
I mean, if you weren't here earlier, James saying we should rent a tour bus and travel. That would be awesome.
Insiders tour bus.
Yeah. If you weren't here earlier, so we've got this meet and greet. I just read through all the names. I'm not going to read through all of them again because it'll take me too long. But after this meet and greet, with Windham, folks, if you weren't here earlier, there's also a wrestling show that follows the meet and greet. And headlining the show will be the Hardy Boys. Yes, I said the Hardy Boys, Matt and Jeff Hardy, against Matt Cardona, the new NWA World Heavyweight Champion, by the way. Congratulations. And Brian Myers, formerly known as Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins, respect and respect.
Yeah. Oh, God. Whew.
I mean, and that's what a night. And think about this. There could be, I know Mia Yim said that she was going to return to wrestling in March. Could we see a Mia Yim match on the card? I wouldn't be surprised if Thunder Rosa showed up.
Oh,
If she did,
and she knows us. Well,
she
you
knows
guys.
if she does, that might be the one that you see me pass out. James Chadwick saying, shouldn't it be the Hardy Men by now?
Nope. They never will be. It'll always be the Hardy Boys. Always.
I mean, look at what shirt I'm rocking right now. So, wow, this is gonna be a crazy event, and I can't wait. All right, let's fantasy book this night though. Let's do that real quick to finish up the show.
I mean, you have to reunite the Wyatt family. 3 out of 4 of them, anyway. I mean, and what an I don't like to say this because I didn't know him personally, but what an honor to Brody, like, just to reunite the other 3 of them and wreak some havoc. They don't even have to have a match; just show up. And God, oh my gosh, could you imagine Windham coming out with that lantern and
just coming out
with just the 3 of them coming out? I think we would all be sitting there like,
yeah. I mean,
the last time that's ever happened to me that my jaw has literally been on the floor at a show was the first time I heard Caleb Johnson sing live. I was literally like, I don't even think that I would have them wrestle anybody. Just, oh God.
All he has to do is just walk out.
You cannot have all 3 of them in the same building on the same day and not put them together. Like, you just can't. That's like having Jeff and Matt Hardy in the same building and not put them together. I
mean, that Sunday is ridiculous. Tell us how, if you're in the chat, tell us how you will book that. Would you involve the Hardys at all? Would you have them come down and beat up on the Hardys and Cardona and Myers?
I mean, you kind of want to.
Yeah, and have them stand tall at the end and make a big, huge tribute to Brody.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that. Oh, gosh.
I think we would all just collectively pass out.
Oh.
Yeah.
For sure.
I do like that idea, like just having them sit in the crowd. Just have the Wyatt family sitting in the crowd somewhere, and everybody's gonna be like, "What?
Like, wait, what's going on?
What?"
Godzilla saying, "I want Brady to return as the Fiend." I wish he could.
You can't do that with the Wyatt family. It has to be
just the family.
It has to be cult leader Bray. Like, you just Oof. I mean, yeah,
Wyatt,
initially you want to go Wyatt family versus Hardy Boys, but they already have a match. So, and there's only 2 of them and 3 of them. So I don't even, just having any kind of reuniting of the Wyatt family, I would just,
yeah,
it would just render you speechless. You wouldn't know what to say after that. Like, especially for me, that was when I really got into Bray Wyatt, when he was cult leader Bray, and he had that ultimate deletion match with Matt Hardy, and kind of fell in love with the Wyatt family and never got to see them live. The first time that I saw Bray wrestle live, he was the Fiend. So I never got to see cult leader Bray wrestle live.
oh god.
So
What
for
if-
me, that would be like bucket list moment.
Mhm.
You just,
And you didn't have to pay thousands of dollars to see it in a WWE ring or a WWE event, as opposed to seeing it in Albany.
and I love small venues like that. I love like when I'm going to this Caleb Johnson concert next week, like it's a small venue, and I love that. I love those small intimate gatherings where you really feel like you connect with them, and I love that way more than these big massive stadiums where you're just a face in the crowd. And they're great in their own way, but those small intimate settings are just so much better as a fan, because you just really you can't connect with them in any better way,
Right.
except meeting them one-on-one, face-to-face. You just,
Yeah. I mean, it really is. Let me read a few comments here. Jason, it's just the one day, man. It's just that Sunday. It's the meet and greets start at 10 o'clock that morning and go until 2, and then the matches start at 5:30 that evening, and it'll be a while. That it's gonna be a long show. Um, so yeah, just want to let you know. Wiley's saying I would have to agree with you, Jeff. That would be great to see if I was there. Dalton saying Wyatt family versus Hardy Boys rivalry reignited.
don't
What if
tease me.
Danhausen shows up?
Oh gosh. Oh,
Swag
there's
TV.
only so much my heart can take. Okay. I can't perform CPR on myself, and I don't really feel like doing it on anybody else either. I'd like to not work while I'm out there, but
Yeah. Yeah. Hey Brittany, let's see. Swag TV saying just got here. Do you think he's going to AEW? That's the rumors.
I
I don't think so. I think he's happy doing what he's doing right now. Now I do think
want to hear something about the movie,
I know.
right?
Yeah. Yeah. I want to hear something about that. Harry, we talked about that a little bit earlier, but essentially Jody, I'll let you answer that one to kind of put a bow on it.
It was just epic, and that dude should thank him for reviving his career.
One thing we learned: Wyndham's fans always
Don't piss off Windham or his fan base. That's akin to, I don't even remember that woman's name because she got completely demolished by saying that nurses do nothing but play cards all day.
Mm.
And guess what? She's not around anymore.
Yeah.
So, I can, nursing to Wyndham's fan base. They're not a group of people that you want to piss off.
No. And he is gonna, from what we know, starring in the movie Swag TV.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's gonna be starring in the movie. Big Dan. Okay, Jeff. What if we get an appearance by the Kiss Demon? I'll go ahead and tell you right now. Joe, like we don't need that to happen because we don't need Joe to be like, okay, that's it. I don't need to go on any further. Done.
Plus, like I said, I don't want to have to give Joe CPR. I really don't. Because then I'd probably break a rib because you always do when you do CPR, and I really don't want to do that to him.
Goodness gracious. Sean saying Jodie Alexis will be coming with me. You guys can trade some nursing stories.
Oh, did I get some nursing stories last week? Whew.
Yeah, you did from what you told me. So.
Yeah.
Got some.
I'm glad to know that my little inner voice in the back of my head still works though, because it went dangerous person.
Yeah. James Chadwick. Oh, could you imagine? Oh, I know you're only joking, folks. James, I'm gonna read this comment. He's only joking. Don't criticize. James says, I hope Goldberg shows up at that convention.
I'm trying to think of what my response would be if that happened. Like, I don't know what my response would be. I'd probably walk up to him with like $100 bill and be like, I will pay you $100 to get the F out of here. Like, get lost. Just go. Just.
You know what? I'd say, hey, Bill, you know, got some good pizza places I can take you to around town. Let's go have a slice. That's what I would do. I would take one for the team. Just so you guys would have to.
Well, thank you.
I would take one for the team. We'd go have a slice. That's what would happen. Or we could go have there's some good barbecue places around here, even though the Northeast is not synonymous with barbecue, but there's some good places. Jodie told me that she wants to have a good authentic New York slice when she gets here. So we're gonna get Jodie a slice too.
I love New York pizza. Oh my god,
some good New York pizza. So I'm excited about that too. And listen, if you're from the city or downstate, I don't want to hear about the city's pizza being superior. We have good pizza up here too. I've had both. I'm not going to comment on which is better. I'll just say that it's good
they're
up here.
all good in their own way. I love Chicago deep dish pizza. I love Detroit style pizza. I love New York. It's pizza.
It's pizza.
Who really cares? As long as it's got pepperoni on it, I don't care. But I do have a soft spot for New York pizza.
Yes. Oh boy, Brittany's trying to start something in the last 4 minutes of the show.
You know what? Bring on the shot party, because the only thing that's going to happen if I get into a shot party is A, my British accent's going to come out, and B, I get really brutally honest. So I will probably say a lot of things that are in my head that shouldn't come out of my mouth in a British accent, probably. So, you know.
I'm not saying anything about the shot party. I'm not saying anything about it. I will refrain, and yeah. Sean saying I'm going to find myself a pastrami. I got you, Sean. Me and you, we can go have a good sandwich. I got some good places around here that we can hit up for that. So if you're in town longer than the day, let me know, and we'll hit up a couple places.
See, now I'm gonna have to stay out there. I'm gonna have to come out there like Friday night and stay all day Saturday, and then be there all day Sunday and take Monday off work, because there's no way I'm gonna be able to come home after that.
No.
I have to come home Monday morning.
Yeah, I do.
Actually, it's probably gonna be Monday afternoon. Yeah.
I do know that they do have some direct flights from here to Indy. So, but yeah, oh goodness, I'm gonna have to forego the diet again because all you guys are going to be in town. I got to take you out to all the good eats in the area. So,
Okay. Make sure you
so-
invite him too, because I'm sure he.
oh yeah, for sure. Like Wyndham, hey, come have a slice. Get a beer. Whatever. Cats on Houston Street. Okay, best pastrami.
Oh,
Next time is it in the city, Swag TV? Because if it is, next time I'm down there for work, I will be making my way.
like New York is in Manhattan, New York.
Yeah, like in one of the boroughs or.
Please be careful going to Manhattan.
Well, I have to go to like Harlem and to the Bronx
Oh
and
my
stuff.
goodness. Please be careful, because
I-
that whole island is like Batman or Gotham pre-Batman right now.
Yeah. Um.
I worry about people. By the way, Big Dan, somebody just reposted my Instagram story.
Man. There you go. There you go.
Dan knows exactly who I'm talking about.
I think I might know too. Swag TV saying Manhattan. Okay. Yeah, I will check. I'll have to get down there next time I'm in the city. I'll check it out because I love a good pastrami sandwich.
I
Like
do love, like, last time I was in Manhattan was February after 9/11.
Mm.
And so all the ruins, all the leftover stuff was still there. They hadn't built the memorial or anything like that. They were still cleaning up, and it was really surreal being there when they were still cleaning everything up. But I've always liked Manhattan until like the past 5 years.
I got it. Well, Jody, that's our hour. It goes by so quick. Any final words you want to say to the folks before we go?
If Wyndham happens to watch this, which there's a high possibility he might, because I think he probably does quite frequently because he loves us and he's awesome. We're really excited about seeing you. I still don't think you have any idea how many of us that you know are going to be there. I think you're going to be super happy, and can't wait to see everybody that I know is going to be there and get to hang out with Jeff and Joe and all the other people that we know. I think it's going to be an amazing weekend, and I can't wait.
That's it.
Happy Valentine's Day, and I love you guys.
Yes. Happy Valentine's Day. We love you. For the rest of the week, we're gonna get back to you on Elimination Chamber because
I was
it's
gonna
at like
we're doing that.
noon. So we're gonna talk about it.
Or
You said what now? Saturday.
Oh,
Yeah, Saturday. It's like noon on Saturday.
on Saturday.
So
I don't have anything going on, but
okay. I gotta see. I'm supposed to work that morning, but we'll get back to you guys with all the deets. I can't believe I just said deets. That was weird. Don't know where that came from. But we'll get back to you with the information. On Saturday, we're definitely doing No Surrender Saturday night for Impact Wrestling. But Thursday we'll be back for the Impact watch along. We'll be here for that and after the Impact because we'll do our prediction show for No Surrender there. So, and then I don't know if we're gonna do a wrap up show on Sunday. We'll get back to you on that too. But we love you guys. Thank you for joining us tonight. We really appreciate it. Stay safe. And I forgot to say this earlier because we always have so much fun. But if you're new,
we get sidetracked.
yeah, we get sidetracked. If you're new, please subscribe to the channel. And everyone, this is for everyone. If you don't mind dropping a like on the video on your way out, that helps us get seen and helps us with all those YouTube algorithms and such. So thank you so much. We greatly appreciate it, and we will see you next time on Abby's Window. Take care, everyone.